Greetings and salutations, and welcome to the continuing episodes of my Fallout 4 playthrough. We are building dormitories at Sanctuary Hills in an effort to make it ready to recruit more settlers and turn it into a rather large settlement. We've completed just a few episodes ago the quest to build artillery at the castle, and so that gives us the ability to build artillery at all our settlements. And with that, we will be creating a settlement here large enough to support the artillery and all of the farming that we need to do. And so that's the reason why we're building these dormitories. We have completed the first floor, or the second floor, put all the furniture in place. The purpose for that was for the expanded settlers. And now I have started working on the first floor. And the first thing that I'm doing is I'm placing the unoccupied bed from our little yellow headquarters house. And I'm checking to see where everybody else is, to make sure that I know where Marcy and June and Mama Murphy and Preston and Sturgis are, so that I can move their beds into the new area when they wake up and get out of their beds, so that I can start working with them. One of the things that I wanted to do was to create an area where Marcy and June would have their own room. They are married, so I figured I'd give them some privacy. So they're going to go in this room, and I'm going to place the chair, the two nightstands, and the two chest of drawers in such a way that they can occupy this area comfortably. A few minutes ago, I don't know if you watched when we first started, I started to lay down the mats to cover the concrete, and with all the trouble that we had up on the second floor, I decided to not do that. And like I said, probably sometime in the future I'll go upstairs and actually get rid of all of those mats up there, because they don't look right. But I'm not going to do it until I get into some sunlight and can see them from different directions. And I'm not going to do it during this sequence of episodes that we've done. And in case you don't know, what I've done is I have played several hours of the game, and then I've come back and edited those and broke them up into various episodes. So what I have played has already taken place, and so that's the reason why I know that I'm not going to get rid of those mats upstairs, is because I've already started the next quest in real life. And so what I'm doing right now is, like I say, I'm placing the furniture on the second floor, or on the first floor, and these are going to be the chest of drawers or cabinets, whatever you want to call them, for each individual. Although the NPCs are not programmed to utilize these things, I put them in anyway just for aesthetics. Makes me feel better, let's put it that way.
This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth. All quiet here. Stay tuned for Minutemen alerts.
So that's got all of the chest of drawers in place. Time to put the chairs in. And so we'll put those in, and then we'll put the nightstands in. And then I'll complete everything until I start moving the beds over. And I won't be able to do that until everybody wakes up and vacates their bed, which will be soon. Now, what's really interesting is that I forget that I've got room for 8 beds on each floor, which makes for 16 beds. And I only have 14 beds laid down. And so, in a few minutes, I'm going to realize that I've got this count wrong.
All quiet, which is how we like
And
it.
that I'll
Stay
need
safe
to
out
put
there.
down a couple of more beds to make everything work out. And I won't realize that until I get the whole 5 beds from the yellow house moved over, and then go looking for more and can't find it. So I have the chest of drawers, I have the nightstands, I have the chairs in each one of these rooms, and I'm waiting for people to wake up. Ah, they are starting to wake up, so we'll just go steal their beds and move them where I want them. The first one will be Marcy's. And I'm still trying to avoid Preston, because the minute I get close to him, he'll give me another assignment. So I'm trying to avoid him as much as possible. I just realized that I was going to try to put Marcy and June together and put their beds together, and when I placed the furniture, there was no room for that.
Good morning, Commonwealth.
And so
This is
now,
Radio Freedom,
instead
the
of just
voice of
placing the
Minutemen.
bed and then moving the furniture,
All's
I
quiet across
escaped
the
out,
Commonwealth. Stay safe
and
out
so
there.
the bed snapped back to where it was originally. So I gotta come back over here and get it again. So all in all, things are going well here. I've got just about got the dormitory done. But what I'm also going to do is I'm going to finish up the second building across the street. Now, I won't put any furniture in it, but I will put the foundation down, put the walls and doors in. And we'll keep it a surprise as to what I'll be doing with it when the time comes. Although it's an exact duplicate as far as the architecture of this building, except for the interior walls. But I'm not going to use it as a dormitory. So we have Marcy's bed in place. We're going to move June's bed over. Now, I don't know if you've noticed or not, but while I was stealing this bed, the
You're tuned to Radio Freedom, voice of the Minutemen.
Brahmin for
Nothing to report. Stay safe out
Carla,
there, everyone.
yeah, Trash Can Carla, its Brahmin was in that bedroom. I heard it, but I don't know if you saw it. It was just there. You could glimpse it out the side of your out the side of the screen if you were looking for it. But it's there, and it's stuck in there. And it's one of the reasons why I wanted to move these people out of that. I just, the whole idea of having a Brahmin in your house doesn't quite compute. So we will move them to a more sanitary place, and eventually I will get rid of those walls over there so that the Brahmin can wander around and have a good old time. Now, since the center of the room is going to be where the bed is, I'm going to move the chair in this one room. This will violate your sense of symmetry. But I'm going to move that chair to the center of the two chests rather than between the beds. And that way, June and Marcy can get it on when Marcy quits being so angry and deals with her grief. So, we've got the two beds moved over. And we'll go back and get the rest of them. There you got a real good picture of the Brahmin stuck in the window.
This is
This is Preston's bed.
All across the Commonwealth.
So we'll move it
Nothing to report at the moment. Stay tuned for updates.
over here and put it in the corner. Now all of these beds are not really assigned. They're just beds that the family has taken hold of when they first moved in, and that's where they stay. But works for me. This is going to be Sturgis's bed. We'll put it in the same room as Preston, since they're kind of first and second in command. I guess technically Sturgis is in charge of the settlement, and Preston is in charge of the defenses and the Minutemen. Although I'm supposed to be the general, it's still Sturgis that bosses me around. Or not Sturgis, it's still Preston that bosses me around. Just making sure that the beds aren't in the concrete, because one of the mods that I have allows me to place stuff within walls, and I don't particularly want my beds in the walls. Although it won't affect anything game-wise, it, again, just doesn't feel right to me. And again, I'm trying to avoid Preston. And Preston's going in my house, or into the dormitory. So I'm going to go in here and make sure there aren't any other beds, because I just realized there are 14 beds and 16 available, and I don't know where they all are. So we'll hide the bed for a minute, wait for Preston to finish up whatever he's doing inside the dorm. And while that's going on, I'm going to do a run around and check the other houses to make sure I didn't place any beds in there. Now, the thing is that
Keep it tuned here for Minutemen alerts.
I have 14 beds made and 16 beds available, and I can count all 14 beds in the dormitory. So I'm not real sure why I'm looking around for more, because they just don't exist. But in my mind, I thought I had 8 beds made laying around. And, they aren't there. So, Preston has left the dormitory. And I place Mama Murphy's bed. Codsworth, get out of the way. And I think I finally figured out they don't exist. I have to make them. So I'm going to drop a couple of beds in here so that we make the count total of 18.
This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth. Nothing to report.
Technically, one of those beds belongs to Sheffield. And the other bed is not possessed. This one's not possessed, nor are the 8 upstairs. So I have room for 10 more people. I don't have jobs for them, but I have room for them. Okay, that technically completes the dormitory on this side.
a.m.
I
here
paused
at
there
Radio
because
Freedom.
I thought I was going to
Nothing new to
actually
report.
end the
Keep it
episode
tuned
there.
here for Minutemen
But
alerts.
after all the editing and everything that's taken place, there was only 15 minutes in this episode. So I went ahead and added some more. And what we're going to do right now is start working on completing this side of the complex. But before I do that, I think I'm going to go down here and actually start the recruiter beacon. I have plenty of electricity, so I'll just drop the beacon tower right here next to the generators
All day, all across the
and
Commonwealth.
connect it to my pylon,
Nothing to report at the moment. Stay tuned for updates.
and that will start the recruitment process. And while I'm down here and I don't have anything else to do, we'll do some cleaning up, and we'll come up here and see if we've got enough to drop an artillery piece in, and we do. So I could put it in the ground, just like that, but I don't like doing that. So what I'm going to do is drop a couple of foundation pieces in here and give it a nice, level, sturdy platform on which to launch its artillery from. Notice I didn't raise it above all the grass. That's not important. Let the grass grow in there for all I care. But I do want a good, stable foundation for the artillery piece.
This is Radio Freedom.
I don't know why, but I dropped out
All's
of the
quiet
construction.
across the Commonwealth. Stay safe out there.
So now I'm going to line the thing up lengthwise. Looks good. We've got a place here for everybody to just sit and relax, and a little patio area, and then the artillery and the garden farm. And so that takes care of that. I'm trying to decide what to do next. So one of the things that I need to do is get rid of some of this catwalk across the street, and then I'll put one of the floor/ceilings in, and that'll give me a place to start my construction. I think. There's a wall, the door. So that should give me some place to start. Dog Meat's just sitting in his house relaxing. But I need him to move. And at this point, I'm not mean enough to turn him into a follower, move him over, and then cast him loose. Although I think I do that later on because I can't get rid of him.
Radio Freedom. It's 10 a.m. Nothing new to report. Keep it tuned here for Minutemen alerts.
But what I am trying to do is create a place to where I can actually start working on the second floor before I do the first floor. So here's the neat little trick. I'll go ahead and make the whole floor. Move that and off to the side. Now we're just kind of floating in the air. But it will allow me to put that doorway in. Preston's coming up. We'll fix that. We won't let him in.
You're tuned to Radio Freedom. Nothing to report. Stay safe, people.
So now, we've got our doorway in place. We have our bridge across the street. What's happening is I'm wanting to make sure that the concrete is where it should be. It doesn't quite look or feel right to me. And again, I'm trying to skirt Preston. That'll teach dog meat. Don't get out of my way, I'll just take the foundation out from under you and you'll be floating in midair. So I checked to make sure that that's where I want it to be, and I'll just start laying some foundation now. I won't be able to get it all done because dog meat's giving me fits, but and I think I've made this one too many, so we'll get rid of that. Yeah, this is supposed to be a 4x4. And I was about to make it a 4x5. And there we go. Now what I'm doing is checking to see which direction these foundations are laid, because everything must be the same. So now I go and I spin everything around.
Nothing to report. Stay safe, people.
Don't ask me why I do this. I'm weird that way. Alright, so that's got them all in place. Can't move dog meat yet. But I can put some walls in. Well, we'll put some more foundation in. I can put these two in. Now I'll put the walls in. And it's looking like it's starting to rain. I could have gone ahead and finished the upstairs. I don't know why I didn't, why I stopped and decided to come down here, other than something to do. The other thing is I'm beginning to get a little tired of the violin music. And I don't know why I don't change it. I didn't change it then, but it's starting to drive me nuts. Run, run. Preston's on his way. Now I'm checking over here to see if my puddling and rain is what I thought it was, and it is. And then also
Nothing
it's
to report at the moment. Stay tuned for updates.
Also checking the direction the ceilings go. So we'll come over here and make sure they're going the right direction. Put the doorway in back here. Always got to have the back door. Two ways of exiting a building at all times, in case there's a fire.
All quiet, which is how we like it. Stay safe out there, people.
So now I'm going to drop these floor ceilings in. We're at 26 minutes, and we're coming to an end here of this episode. Simply because I'm going to finish this floor, and or at least this part of the floor. Then I'll do a save, and we'll pick it up next time in about a minute. And since these are over dog meat, I can put them in and not worry about it. We are about 1 minute from the end of this episode, so I'm just going to clean some of this trash up. In a minute, I'm going to put a stairway to the upstairs in place, and then put a stairway to the back door in place.
It's 1 p.m.
And
This is Radio Free,
that'll do it for
Voice
this
of the
episode.
Minutemen. Nothing to report. Stay safe
So,
out there, everyone.
thanks for watching. Glad you were here. Hope to see you next time. So until then, you guys be careful, take care, and have a good one. See you next time.